As I understand it, this started in New York. And what's the significance of bringing this festival to LA? Why is now the right time?
You know, the festival started in New York 10 years ago, right?
Yeah.
They're at their 10-year anniversary. It's a big festival there. They've been growing. It's been spreading across the U.S. There are a dozen cities, and including Mexico City and Toronto. So it's across North America now. But this is Hollywood, right? Hollywood should really be at the forefront of making sure people with disabilities are represented in film and behind the camera, in the writing and the production and directing and so on. So we're just so excited starting here. Honestly, we're starting small. It's just a four-day festival, but we plan on going bigger in future years.
And so what can we expect from this festival this week?
You can expect some really brilliant and entertaining films, extraordinary films, educational films, films that just depict people's everyday lives sometimes, people that are often invisible.
So what are some of the challenges and the joys of putting this event together?
Well, one of the biggest challenges that we face always is when you go to venues that are ADA compliant, they give you 4 seats out of every 100 for wheelchair seating. Well, unfortunately, when you have the entire disability community coming together, you need more than just 4 seats for wheelchairs. So we've had to be very creative with that. Another area where we have to be creative is in regards to our panel discussions, because people, once again, people in wheelchairs are unable to get down in theaters that have steps to the bottom. So we keep the filmmakers at the back, and then we do live camera feed and projecting their images onto the screen. So even though they're behind the audience will see them on the big screen.
As a festival director, can you speak a bit about the help that you've gotten from all the sponsors?
Oh, this literally could not have been done without the sponsors we have. We are so grateful. I was just with Joseph Bush from Sony Pictures Entertainment, who helped facilitate tonight's film for us. The people over at SAG-AFTRA have been so wonderful getting us the talent, so that, you know, people like, Laura San Giacomo, who's been an advocate for cerebral palsy for over 2 decades. People like Danny Woodburn, who is going to be our host tonight. These are people who have been making a difference, and for them to have this audience to speak to, it's wonderful.
Last question before I let you go. What do you hope the audiences will take away from this festival and the films featured here?
I think what we hope people to take away most of all is that people with disabilities don't want special treatment. And it's more than just being included. It's about us, feeling that we belong at the table. I have actually 3 different disabilities, technically. And so for me, even though you don't notice that I may have a disability, it's just as important that people such as myself feel that sense of belonging and don't feel isolated.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Enjoy the evening. You look fantastic.
Thank you very, very much. Thank you.
So what brought you to the event this evening?
The gentleman to your left. And also, I am a governor for the Television Academy, so whenever we can support any kind of organization, especially this for disabilities, which gives a profile of the fact that this is the American scene, but it truly is a world scene. We need to embrace that.
Now, this started in other cities, right? New York, and why is it the right time right now to bring it to Hollywood?
Well, you know what? With the Me Too and everything going on, I think there's a higher profile for women and everything else that's going on. And I don't. Sometimes you think it's a bad thing because you don't want that associated with some of the negativity and things that are going on. But I think that a lot of the people have worked very hard to bring this to the forefront that says, look, I can be a doctor, a lawyer, an Indian chief, whatever you need me to be. It doesn't matter whether I'm blind or whether I'm a little person or whether I can see, whatever, that we are a reflection of what you see around you.
Congratulations on Wheelchair Wendy.
Thank you.
Yeah, so what inspires you to want to be a filmmaker?
What inspires me to want to be a filmmaker is that we can make films for social change and to really make a difference. And so that's why I'm doing what I'm doing. I made a film in my undergrad college at Sacramento State University that got a lot of change on campus and structural change and also just helping to open up people's minds more.
A little bit for my fans, what's Wheelchair Wendy about?
Wheelchair Wendy is about a doll in a wheelchair who enters the perfect world of Barbara and her dream house. And once she enters, they have to find a way to make her fit in. Otherwise, she gets thrown in basically the crinkly black abyss. So it's either fit in or be kicked out of the dream house.
Is there a specific theme that you want audiences to take away from Wheelchair Wendy?
Yes, yeah, I want audiences to realize that currently this is how people with disabilities are treated across the world, and this is wrong, and we should work to change that.
I gotta ask you this fun question. What are some of your favorite filmmakers that you look up to?
Oh, Martin McDonagh. I love his filmmaking. In Bruges, yeah, definitely my favorite film. The Lego Movie. I love that one. The Lego Batman movie. I know those are totally different, but I love those films.
Phil Lord and Chris Miller.
Yes, Phil Lord and Chris Miller. Yeah. Also, Pride and Prejudice, Keira Knightley version. But yeah, I'm across the board in the films I like. As long as it has a good, meaningful story, I'm in for it.
Last question before I let you go. What's your next project?
My next project, we are working on actually expanding Wheelchair Wendy. We'd like to make it a web series and hope to get the word out to inspire change.
When is that coming out?
We're not sure yet. We're hoping we're going to start working on it in about a year and produce it as a USC thesis. And then it'll hopefully be done in one semester.
Well, thank you so much, Shayna. Congratulations. What brought you to this event this evening?
I'm an activist. I was the chair of the Producers Guild of America Diversity Committee for the past 14 years. I'm on the Gina Davis Institute board, and I'm also the chairwoman of the Media Access Awards, which is a yearly award event honoring people in our industry who advance the portrayal and employment of people with disabilities.
Wow, that's a lot of hats to wear.
Yes, it's good.
Did you also produce any of the films featured in this?
No, I did not.
So what can we expect from those films?
We can expect lots of good films with a lot of things that are going to make us talk about disability and inclusion of diversity in media.
You would think 2018 we will already by now get to that point, but do you think we still got a long way to go?
We still have a long way to go, but it's a very exciting time because there's a lot of conversation, and as we talk about inclusion, we make it possible.
How's it going?
Good. I'm a huge fan of yours.
Thank you
Yes.
again. Thank you so much, man.
What brought you to this event this evening?
Well, a lot of my friends have put this event on for a number of years now, and as a fellow member in this community, I want to keep that support strong. And you know, when you have an amazing event like this, highlighting so many amazing films and projects and different forms of art, it really is amazing to see it all coming together with a festival like this that has such a big reach. And I mean, we're here at the Television Academy, and it's always a pleasure to come see these amazing people and amazing films.
Are you in any of the films featured here?
I am not. I am not in any of the films, but I've seen quite a few of them, and there's some really gems.
So what do you hope the audiences will take away from these films?
I mean, you know, I think the biggest thing is that they're entertained, that they enjoy these films, that these films are no different than any other film in the world, and it's just one of those platforms that I want art to be seen. I want these films to be seen, and I can say this about any project. I want it to be heard, and these films have a lot of heart, and hopefully they see a new perspective and these normalities of what we have in our society.
When is RJ the director happening?
It's coming around the corner, man. We'll see what's going on. So,
well, before I let you go, when is the next Breaking Bad reunion? I gotta ask.
Hey, we just had one at San Diego Comic-Con, our 10-year anniversary from when we started. Was this past San Diego, and it went very well. And I mean, you know, Better Call Saul is still going, so you never know.
You might show up there.
Definitely. Hey, I would be too old now. They'll hire someone else for me.
Well, thank you so much, RJ.
Hey,
You're the
good
man.
to see you.